All right, Fox News alert. This is breaking right now. We can confirm now 2 National Guard troops have been shot in Washington near the White House, is what we are told. We do not know about their conditions at this time. We are just starting to get brand new details, but we can confirm 2 military personnel have been shot near the White House.
What you're about to watch here is the wildest political stunt you'll see all year. It involves the U.S. military. We're talking about a video rolled out by a group of Democratic lawmakers, all of them veterans, telling troops to refuse illegal orders from the commander-in-chief. And now, 2 National Guardsmen have been shot, and we have recently learned of the condition of one of them. Stay tuned as we inform you of this and cover what led to this moment. It is truly shocking. But first, if you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss out on all of our new videos. We greatly appreciate your support.
Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day.
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
Against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad.
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army.
Our Navy.
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
Our Constitution.
And who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
So, it sounds like these patriotic Democrats are upholding the Constitution, right? Well, think again. This isn't a civic lesson. It's a dangerous, thinly veiled attempt to encourage insubordination and plant a seed of insurrection right in the heart of the military structure. They're essentially saying every single order from President Trump is quote-unquote illegal by default. You have to ask yourself, what is the true goal when 6 lawmakers, veterans or not, tell the armed forces to actively consider defying their commander-in-chief? But here's where the whole thing completely falls apart. When one of the leading figures in this movement, Democratic Senator Alyssa Slotkin, was pressed on CNN, she was asked the obvious question. Can you name a single specific illegal order President Trump has given? Go ahead. Take a guess at her answer.
So let's talk right now. Do you believe President Trump has issued any illegal orders?
To my knowledge, I am not aware of things that are illegal, but certainly there are some legal gymnastics that are going on with these Caribbean strikes and everything related to Venezuela. And I think that's why...
And be specific about that. Let me read you what Senator Lindsey Graham said about your video. You owe it to the men and women in the military to be specific about what you are talking about. What these senators and House members did was unnerving, and it was unconscionable to suggest that the President of the United States is issuing unlawful orders without giving an example.
Yeah. So for me, my primary concern is the use of U.S. military on American shores, in our cities and in our streets. We've seen now the courts overturn the deployment of U.S. military into our streets, including here in Washington, D.C. When you look at these videos coming out of places like Chicago, it makes me incredibly nervous that we're about to see people in law enforcement, people in uniform military get nervous, get stressed, shoot at American civilians. It is a very, very stressful situation for these law enforcement and for the communities on the ground. So it was basically a warning to say, like, if you're asked to do something, particularly against American citizens, you have the ability to go to your JAG officer and push back.
And with these service members calling you, couldn't you have done a video saying just what you just said? If you are asked to do something, if you are worried about whether it is legal or not you can do this. It does imply that the president is having illegal orders, which you have not seen.
I think for us, it was just a statement widely, right? We say very quickly and to all the folks who come to us, this is the process. Go to your JAG officer, ask them for explanation, for top cover, for their view on things. We do that on a case-by-case basis, but we wanted to speak directly to the volumes of people who had come to us on this.
She couldn't name one. Not a single specific documentable illegal order. That probably means there aren't any. I mean, if the crisis is so severe that you have to release a video driving military personnel to potentially commit mutiny, wouldn't you have one? I mean, just one clear example ready to go? She further explains that her concern is that the military could get nervous and start shooting people. This is complete nonsense gaslighting. She's a veteran who's gone on tours overseas. She's been in situations where she'd be nervous or afraid with other soldiers. What she's saying is that these National Guard members are not well trained enough to handle escalating situations and would just start shooting people because their nerves got to them. Isn't the whole point of the military training supposed to be able to help you react responsibly to stressful situations? She must really hate her fellow military members and think that they're too stupid to know that they can refuse to follow an illegal order. And I'm sure they'll remember her thoughts of them when election time comes. Well, her total lack of evidence exposes this entire campaign as nothing more than political hyperbole, a massive manufactured crisis designed to panic their base. Now, to make matters even crazier, they were pushing this narrative that the military is being quote-unquote weaponized against Americans, clearly referencing a National Guard's deployment in domestic situations. And it's most likely because of this that one of the two National Guard members has recently passed away from her injuries. That's right, her name is Sarah Beckstrom. She was 20. She had her whole life ahead of her, and she was gunned down by a coward for the quote-unquote heinous crime of keeping the city streets safe while serving her country. Will we get an apology from these Democrats or the leftist media to her family? How about a thank you for your service? I honestly doubt it. And that might even be worse than the act that took her life itself. The sheer horrific realization of this is that the whole rhetoric ignores the very real, well-documented role the National Guard plays in saving lives and restoring order in crisis areas, including cities like Washington, D.C., where they were deployed to secure the Capitol and keep the city streets safe from the heinous rising crime rate that had plagued it for probably decades. But if that wasn't enough to show you their motives, check this out. A Democratic pundit, a former acting vice chief of the National Guard Bureau, Randy Manner, actually went on CNN and had the nerve to compare the U.S. military under Trump to 1930s Germany. Watch this.
What do you think this will look like? Specialized National Guard units around the country to, quote, deal with public order issues.
The average American has to know that this order for what we call quick reaction forces has been in existence for over 15 years. When I was the acting vice chief of the National Guard Bureau, we made sure to put that into the guidance for all the states to be able to pull people from existing units rapidly, to be able to assist the governor for any kind of situation that he or she may need. So the idea of creating specialized units, which, by the way, it's the language that matters. Essentially what the president is doing through the Secretary of Defense is creating units, official military units, to, quite frankly, watch the American people. And that's the thing that is absolutely abhorrent. It reminds me so much of what happened in Germany in the 1930s.
Honestly, the Nazis? When one side abandons rational debate and goes straight for the most despicable historical comparison possible, you know they've completely run out of the facts and they're relying solely on fear-mongering and paranoia. Where was Randy when Kathy Hochul used armed National Guard to watch over New York subways and to make sure everyone else was safe? I looked and couldn't find one comment by him. However, when Trump does it, the pattern is crystal clear. And this is the vital takeaway. For many on the left, everything President Trump does is automatically illegal, unethical, or grounds for some dramatic condemnation. It's a purely emotional Trump deranged reflex. As one commentator historically put it, you could theoretically find a cure for cancer and then explain that the funeral parlors are suffering because of reduced business. Ultimately, this whole refusing illegal orders campaign falls into a category we frequently discuss: stochastic terrorism, where influential political figures use reckless, hypercharged rhetoric to whip out their most radical supporters, knowing that it significantly raises the risk of real-world harm or violence against their political rivals. They're not interested in the facts. They are seeking to gain power and sow chaos using fear. So stay tuned as we cover this chaos and further expose the radical left. That, folks, is your daily dose of truth. So what are your thoughts? Please let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.